Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1947, written by eeniledam. A familiar ride, yet my boyfriend's presence could not be denied. It honestly freaked me out so bad that I didn't want to write it out for a while. Some background. I live in a college house, owned by the college and close to campus, with two of my friends, but my boyfriend has been a sort of unofficial fourth housemate for a while now. He's good friends with many of my friends, and especially the ones who live in the house, so it's safe to say they know him and what he looks like extremely well. This is important later. Our house is directly next to a big parking lot, which is fully lit with streetlights at night, like a grocery store or a mall parking lot that belongs to one of our college sports facilities, and it's completely empty about 80% of the time, unless there's a game or practice. This is where my boyfriend and any friends who come to visit will park when they come over. The night this happened, my boyfriend was at his fraternity house for an event, but was planning to come over to our house afterwards. Just me and one other friend were awake and both sitting together on our front porch talking, not drinking or anything of the sort, when we saw my boyfriend's car coming down the road, parallel to our house and the parking lot. It's also important to note that my boyfriend has a very distinct car. Foreign car, outside modifications, unusual color. And we live in a relatively small town where I have still to this day never seen anyone with the same car. I wasn't sure for a second that it was him, as he usually calls me on his way home from almost anywhere. And he hadn't done that. But as his car got closer and started to turn into the parking lot, I was absolutely certain it was him. Like I said, the lot is fully lit up at night, so not only did I see the car in full light, but I could see through the window enough to see that it was him. We thought so much so that it was him that my friend and I got up and started walking to the lot to greet him. She got over there just a moment sooner than me and waved at him as he was pulling in, but he only looked at her and just kept driving through to the other side of the lot. As it would be in character, we thought surely he was messing around with us and was going to turn around, but we watched as he pulled out of the parking lot fully and drove down the road in the opposite direction he came. I called him immediately, thought maybe he left something at the fraternity house, or was just doing a really elaborate and now slightly annoying bit. But I'm telling you, my jaw dropped when he answered, and I could hear from the background that he was still at the frat house. Music, people talking, even though I could still see his car driving down the road. I asked him if he had just been home and left for some reason. He said he hadn't, but he was probably going to leave soon. He asked why, and I just told him I'd explain later and hung up. My friend was so freaked out, she didn't want to talk about it, and she still doesn't like when I bring it up. We both saw him, but she definitely got a better look, and swears on everything it was him driving. Hell, I know for absolute sure it was his car. We've had a few other weird experiences in this house that oddly enough center around my boyfriend. It's hard to tell if it's more paranormal or a glitch in the Matrix, but this one absolutely felt like a glitch, especially considering that him coming down our road and turning into that parking lot is a routine thing that happens at least 10 times a week. Guess the universe was just ahead by a few minutes that night. Played the track of my boyfriend coming home too early. Case file 1947, a familiar ride, yet my boyfriend's presence could not be denied. So this couldn't be sleepwalking or sleep driving in this case, or any sort of situation where the person in question didn't realize he was doing what he was doing, because you were talking to him as he was engaged with other people in a loud environment. Clearly he wasn't in his car. So given that, what are the possibilities? Well, I think it's probably a multiverse site kind of deal, where you simply saw your boyfriend in a different reality, a different realm from you. The question then is, though, why did he stop? Because presumably if he's there, he's also dating you as well, so the same dynamic in that sense. For that, I don't know. Maybe he has a beef with your friend or something? But Nothing fits perfectly because of that little anomaly. He shouldn't have kept going. The other possibility, of course, is a doppelganger, but that doesn't explain the car. Doppelgangers are just physical beings, probably copies from a different universe if I had to guess, but they don't come over with their favorite car. Nothing fits perfectly here. It's just like an amalgamation of different glitches. Case file number 1948, written by Beesinister. In the blink of an eye, the Christmas mystery that made me sigh. Around Christmas 2023, I had put my son down for a nap in his playpen in the playroom downstairs. I went into the living room, sat on my couch, and started watching The Office on TV and folded laundry. When I was finished, I pulled my blanket over me and laid down on the pillow my son had brought into the living room earlier that morning. I dozed off soon after. A short time later, I woke up to my baby crying. I remember looking out of the window and wondering how long I'd been asleep because it was dark outside. I checked my phone that was plugged into the charger on the arm of the couch for the time. It was almost 7. I specifically remember looking at the Christmas tree as I walked by. I walked back to the playroom, change his diaper, walk into the kitchen to throw away the diaper, and make him a bottle. After I gave him his bottle, I walked back into the living room to lay back down on the couch. But my pillow and blanket were gone. The laundry was still folded beside, but the couch looked untouched. Even my phone was gone. I looked in all the rooms I had gone in, and even the bathroom, and thought it must have fallen on the couch. Around that time, my boyfriend was getting home from work, and I asked him to call my phone, because I couldn't find it. I heard it ringing upstairs in our bedroom. I hadn't been upstairs at all, and was freaked out by this point. Me and my boyfriend went up to our bedroom to find my phone, plugged up to the charger beside my bed, and on the bed was my blanket and pillow. As if I was asleep in my bed the whole time. I was so confused because I know for a fact I never walked up or down those stairs, and the TV in the living room was still on The Office. I still think about this all the time, and I can't make any sense of it. Case file 1948. In the blink of an eye, the Christmas mystery that made me sigh. How curious if this was simply sleepwalking, but somehow you took a blanket and your phone with you. It doesn't seem quite right, but I can't rule it out entirely. Sometimes people do weird things when they're sleeping. But if it's not that, what could it possibly be? It wouldn't be DOP, because of the object in question being too specific and reappearing upstairs like that doesn't make any sense. A ghost prankster? Maybe? Even that's just weird. I mean, I don't really know why this would have happened, and that's the best kind of glitch. Now time for the joke of the day. My wife and I took a 1,000-mile road trip to see our family. My uncle asked us if we took turns driving on the way up. I replied, yeah, it was too hard to get here in a straight line. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.